Hey guys, this is Joshua Shin from the Joshua David Insurance Agency and Global Premier Benefits. I'm sorry I couldn't make it out to the seminar today, but I still wanted to make this video to keep you guys up to date on what we're doing with technology. So, the title of this presentation is Traditional to Tech Driven. And the reason for that title is I think a lot of us as independent agents and brokers are running our business in a very traditional way, and we need to do a little bit of an update to start implementing some technology into our business. So, I'm going to show you guys how to do that today. The first thing I wanted to go over before we get into the entire platform and the entire presentation is just a couple of terms. What is AI and what is automation? And I usually go over automation first because I think that's the easiest one to explain. And it's the one that people have seen more often in regular day-to-day life. So think about the last time that you went to a doctor's office visit. So if you called your doctor, you probably, before you were off the phone, you got a confirmation text for your appointment. And typically they send along with that a little check-in form as far as either if you're a new patient, they want to know what kind of medications, what kind of health issues you might have. If you're an existing patient, they might send you a form that has all that information on there already, and then just wants you to confirm if anything's new or anything's changed. So we see this in other industries, and what we want to do is apply this same process to Medicare and to insurance as a whole. So think about when you book an appointment with your Medicare agent, would it be nice if you got a confirmation text for that appointment? And if you were a new customer, you got your typical fact find form as something that somebody could fill out before the appointment. So then when you get to the appointment, you have the best plan possible picked out for that person's specific situation, and it saves us time and it saves the client time. And then think if you're an existing customer, same process, but we just want to know if anything's changed. So that way we can continue to make sure that you're on the correct plan. So automation is taking all of the things that maybe we're doing manually that can probably be pre-written and sent out multiple times and doing them automated. So that way we can click one button and have things happen on an automatic basis. Now, AI kind of builds on this whole situation. So what AI does is it adds intelligence to this process. So in the case of a fact find example, if we're able to have someone fill out a form with their different needs, their doctors, their meds, we're able to have AI on the other side of things look at some of those plan options and maybe filter things down based on the customer's needs. So that's a very broad, very high level example and implementation of AI and automation. But I just wanted to give a broad overview of what those terms were before we dive a little bit deeper. So one of the things to look at when it comes to AI automation and a lot of this new technology that's coming on the scenes is we want to look at some of our competitors that are starting to implement this new technology. And because some of these new competitors are coming on the scene, people like Amazon, Walmart, Policy Genius, Lemonade, a lot of others, you look at like the health Sherpas coming into Medicare, a lot of big companies are starting to come for our insurance business and our business as a whole. And so what we need to do is we need to stay ahead of this competition, and we need to figure out how do we compete against big players coming on the scenes. So it's not enough that Sunfire, some of these other enrollment tools, everyone gives you a self-enrollment link, and we can maybe send people to a self-enrollment link and have them complete an application themselves. That's not enough because all of these other big players are coming out with the same type of thing. And probably you think about when Amazon does something, they do it, make it really easy and really simple to use. So when I figured some of this stuff out and some of these new competitors coming on the scene, I thought and I said, how do we stay relevant as agents? How do we stay relevant as insurance brokers? And one of the really nice things about Medicare and health insurance is there is a need for service after the sale. So health insurance, and specifically Medicare for us, it's the only insurance that you purchase with the intention to use. So I'll say that again. Health insurance and Medicare are the only insurance that you purchase with the intention to use. So what that creates is when somebody buys insurance, they're going to the doctor, they're going to the dentist that year, and that creates a need for service after the sale. So again, service after the sale. So our competitive advantage, as we have people come online and make enrollment really easy, our competitive advantage becomes service. So right now, our goal, we need to close the gap between the ease of maybe an Amazon or Walmart or other large company enrollment platforms. We need to make it as easy as possible to get in touch with us. And then we need to make it as easy as possible after the sale to stay in touch with us. So if we can close the gap as much as possible between Amazon, Walmart, some of these big companies as far as enrollments go, and we get as close as possible for ease of enrollment, and then continue that easy process and create a really easy service where customers have somebody that's specifically assigned to them as their own agent, that's where we fit in this whole picture. We're not going to compete on enrollment tools and maybe ease of enrollment, but we need to make it as easy as possible for the consumer to get in touch with us initially, and then make it as easy as possible afterwards for the client to get service after the sale. So another thing I want to just talk about real quick is why Medicare. And the first thing is Medicare hasn't been commoditized. So you look at other insurances and you look at things like property and casualty, you look at life insurance, it's a commodity, meaning there are certain coverage levels, a certain price, certain term, and basically the price is the most important thing. And price is what people shop on. They don't necessarily care about what carrier. So with Medicare, it's a little bit more tailored to the consumer, and we need to do a little bit more of a fact find process to figure out what plan is right for the consumer. Number two is that it hasn't been implemented well online. So part of this reason is that CMS had a regulation as far as self-enrollment tools go up until 2021, where the only places you could enroll online were either Medicare.gov or it was going to be on a carrier website. So because there was a little bit of a lag behind with that, we got a little bit more of an opportunity to stay in the business as brokers and as agents. So number three, as we all know, that is Medicare offers a very strong renewal. And number four is the client service after the sale. And I underline that for a reason. That is where we fit in. We need to offer really good customer service. That is how we compete. Everything else, we need to get as close as possible. End goal is to get as close as possible with ease, but we need to provide really, really good customer service. And we're implementing some tools to try to make that easier and try to make that better for our agents and our brokers. So how are we doing this? So we created a platform. It's called Traditional to Technology, so T2T. And this is going to be an app on your phone. Right now, it's available on a website, on an iPad. Just Google Apple Store approval is just pending right now, but we should have that fairly soon. And if I have enough time in this video, I will show you guys the mobile application as well. So what does this platform do? So if we were going to go from the traditional route to tech-driven route, the first thing we're going to need is an agent website. So it baffles me that there's so many agents and so many brokers out there that do not have an online presence at all, not even an agent website. And so the agent website's all about legitimacy. What we did within our portal is we made it so there's already pre-built website templates. All you need to do is log into the platform and upload your logo, your phone number, and your headshot. Once we have those, you have an agent website ready to go right out of the gate. The second thing is a personalized email address. So I think this is really important. A lot of people don't think about it, but maybe me being a little bit younger, I think about it. And it's just all about, again, legitimacy. So if I have two people offering the same service and I have two different business cards in front of me, and one is, Joshua Shin Insurance at gmail.com, and the other one is Josh at medicarewithjosh.com. Just off of the business card with the email address on it, I would typically choose the person with the custom email address. And the reason for that is the legitimacy. Somebody who has a custom email address, they're obviously in the business. They obviously take it seriously, and they're obviously legitimate. Somebody with a Gmail address, they could have made that yesterday. So I think the custom email address is very important. That's also built into the platform. We just need you to pick out your website name. The third part is the landing pages with funnel integration. So if you don't know what a landing page is, it's a simple one-page website with an offer, maybe a webinar or a seminar or a book a call offer. And then that collects customer information, which then go into our system as a lead. So a lot of people will tell you that having an agent website is going to bring you a lot of leads, and they're typically trying to sell you an agent website. And that's not typically where leads come from. Leads come from a landing page and then driving traffic either through Facebook or other advertisements to that website with a very clear offer, and then having people fill in their information that goes back to you as a lead. So we've built in a lot of landing pages. We're working on doing more so that you can run specific campaigns and target them and then have leads come in through our portal. The fourth part is SEO optimization. That's basically optimizing your website or your funnel page to show up in search results. In my opinion, the best way to do this is an organic way. So having an online presence, being around for a while, or organically that will happen. A lot of people will try to sell you like an SEO software. And most of the time that's going to be a huge waste of money. You'd be better off buying some online advertising and then sending that to a landing page. So the next part is the automation. So again, going back with the doctor's office example, we've basically taken that model, we put it onto Medicare and insurance appointments. And that's really the model we want to follow is you book your appointment with us, you get a confirmation text with a form that either is already pre-filled because you're an existing customer or needs to be filled out because you're a new customer. And then we take that form, we come out and we pick the best plan for you. And we only need to spend about 10 or 15 minutes at that point because we've done all the legwork on the back end prior to the appointment. So we really want to take that model and then we basically want to build on that. So from there, if we enroll a customer, they go into our customer retention portal, which will then, a couple weeks after the sale, we'll ask them if they got their ID card and we'll check in with them periodically over the first 90 days. And it'll also automate things like birthday texts, birthday emails, holiday texts, holiday emails, AEP reminders and AEP reviews. And then if we can get people used to the system, they can go book their AEP review. We send them a text, hey, it's almost October. You should probably book your appointment. They click the link on the text and they book an appointment and it goes on your calendar. We've automated a ton of stuff, even like when we look at things like lead campaigns. So if we're running a lead campaign, we can have the lead automatically come into the system and then automatically get text that we received their lead. And then we have AI built in on the chat features where we can actually have our AI and automation system work in conjunction to chat with a client over text or over email, all the way to booking an appointment and putting it on your calendar. So I'm going to show you some examples of this when we get into the actual software demo, but that's the premise of automation and AI in this system. The next part is the integrated phone system with call recording, and it's HIPAA compliant. So as we know, the call recording rule, and so we figure when we build a platform, we would definitely want to have a phone system. We would have our call recording built into that platform. We also have the option, which a lot of tools don't, to turn off the robo message. So that's one thing we noticed during AEP was the robo message would kind of have people hang up the phone before you got the opportunity to talk to them. So depending on the situation, we can turn on or turn off the robo system when you're calling a client. The next part is the integrated personal email address. Went over that. Next part is book of business retention with automated touches. So I went over that part as well, but I think it's really important. Obviously, we're supposed to be constantly reaching out to clients, the existing clients, to make sure if they need anything or just wish them happy birthday, those automated touches. And that's great as you have a small book and everybody tells you that when you're first starting out. When you start to grow a really large book, I would not have time to text or call everybody on their birthday, unfortunately. So this system comes into play where it just automatically happens. So we have a customer on the system, they automatically get their birthday text, their Christmas text, their all of the different holidays, and we could turn them on or turn them off for either client, but they automatically are going to start getting regular text messages and regular communication from you without you having to do that on your end. That just automatically happens. And the funnel integration, that part we did already go over. So the next part I want to talk about is some of the integrations. So see, these are some of the things we built into the platform, and we're able to tie a lot of different things into this platform through a Zapier application. However, these were some of the most important ones that we were able to integrate right off the bat. So your social media management, your Google reviews built into the platform. I'll show you guys a little bit of that about some of these different integrations when we get into the demo. But this is just some of the stuff that we added onto the platform to make it easier for you to have everything all under one platform. So the idea with this is, yes, you could do technology on your own. It takes 15 to 20 different bookmarks and 15 to 20 different websites. So the idea is we put it all under one login. And then because we integrate with different things, like for instance, a Zoom integration. So if somebody books an appointment over Zoom with you, goes on your calendar, their calendar, text confirmations, and then goes into your Zoom account, creates the Zoom link without you having to do all those steps yourself. So one button instead of 6. So that's the idea with this platform. The next part I want to talk about real quick is our chatbot, which we named Monica after my assistant. Reason we named it that was because she does a great job, but having a chatbot is going to make like 100 Monicas all at once. So right now it is pretty much just appointment booking with a couple of questions here and there. But what we're building with that is a really good resource to be able to actually answer Medicare questions in real time when a customer asks a question. So if you've seen something like a Chat GPT, but we're trying to really dial this in around Medicare and around Medicare questions. So the real snag with that comes to compliance and comes to accuracy, which is why we can't launch something like this right now. In testing, we can give this thing 2 different Medicare plans and have it basically give us a paragraph breakdown of what the differences are between 2 plans. And it happens pretty accurately, but we need to make sure that it's accurate 100% of the time. And we need to make sure it's also compliant 100% of the time, especially when dealing with Medicare. So next thing I want to do is a demo of the T2T platform. So I'm going to go over here and we're going to open up my browser. So this is also something that is available as an app in development right now. It's basically just pending the App Store approval. So we should have it pretty shortly. I'm kind of running short on time, so I may not be able to show you guys the mobile app, but if I do, I will let you guys know. So this is your dashboard right here. So at first glance, it does look like a lot of CRMs, and that's because we do have a built-in CRM into the platform, but we can do a lot more than just a CRM. So the first thing you'll see if you look on this right-hand tab, this is your phone system right here. We give you a personalized local phone number, whatever area code that you want that phone number to be in, we could do it on. Over here, we're going to have your conversations. So we have your text, your emails, your calls. So anybody who we're doing text, emails, calls with, they're all going to consolidate under one conversation. So it's all right there in the platform. We have your calendar, obviously contacts. What I want to show you is this stuff on the sidebar right here. So first thing I want to show you, we have a marketing tab. And under that, you're going to find your social planner, which is where you can hook all of your social media, your Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever you want to add to that. And we can manage it all under one platform. We could schedule posts. We can post to all platforms with one click. So we can take maybe a TikTok video and you also want to put it on Instagram and Twitter. We could do that all from the platform, all with one button. So that's really cool. So we have our email templates, trigger links, and I'm going to touch on this in just a sec. Some marketing materials and a logo maker. Next thing we're adding on here is a QR code generator as well. But before I get into anything, I just want to show you basically the websites and the funnel pages. So that was the first thing we went over is a website. So I'll show you guys how easy it is to build an agent website. We have a few of them for you to choose from. We have about 6 or 7 different agent websites for you to choose from. And if you wanted to create your own agent website, all we would do is click edit. And these websites are already built. All we need to do is just change our logo, go into edit, change the logo, and then change the headshot. So on here, you just need to put a logo here, change your headshot out, and change the phone number and a couple other details. And from there, you have an agent website ready to go. The only other thing we need to do on that front is you just need to tell us what your website is, and then we'll link it into the platform. So if somebody goes to medicarewithjosh.com, then it goes to that specific website that you want it to go to. The next part is the funnel. So most of these are landing pages. So they're going to be for things like ads you might run or seminars you might run. So for instance, if we were going to be doing a seminar for AEP, the only thing we need to do on this front is just put our location, our meeting date, but it's already all pre-built. So we just need to change our logo and put in the information for the event. And then if somebody RSVPs on that event, that's going to automatically go into our system. They're going to get a confirmation text for their RSVP. They're going to get meeting reminders up to the meeting. Then after the meeting, depending on if they had showed up to the event or didn't show up to the event, they're going to get follow-up text, either thank you for coming or you missed out on this event. So we have a number of these different landing pages built for a number of different situations. Again, don't want to take too much time. We're coming up on 20 minutes. So next part I'm going to go into is the automation side. So this part right here, this is the back end of the automation. So sometimes people may never look at this. These are the different campaigns that we may run. And what would happen is if you have a lead come in, we're going to automatically text that. We're going to automatically text that client and then book the appointment. So I will show you. I'm going to show you on our lead campaign. And what these kind of look like are they're called workflows, but they kind of look like almost like a flow chart. So we'll go simple to not simple. So the start of it is the lead comes in. Now, if we link this to an advertisement or we link this to a mail campaign where those are updated over the internet, you'll just automatically it'll go right here. So you'll get a notification that a new lead came in. But when you get that notification that the lead came in, the client's going to get an email and text confirmation that we received the lead. Now, at that point, it's going to go to whether they had replied or not replied. And then these are all a series of texts that go to the client based on the previous response. So that gets a little bit confusing for people, but essentially, this whole web right here is our appointment booking right here. So these are just the series of texts that go out to the client to try to get them to the appointment booking part. And then from here, they'll basically this will automatically text clients and we'll start booking appointments on your calendar. So really cool stuff on that side. Real quick, I also just want to show you the other automations that we have. That would be on a lead basis. Just because we're trying to keep this video short, I'm happy to answer more questions after the fact. If you wanted to give me a call, I'm sure Tony can give you all my information. What I do want to talk about real quick is some of the client retention. So we have a book of business. So first thing is going to be the 90-day follow-up. So whenever you sign somebody up, they're going in our system and they're automatically getting all of these texts and emails for New Year's, for birthday, all the way down the line. That's just a really good way to keep in touch with clients without us having to manually do the whole process. So we have a number of these set up depending on campaign, depending on what we're trying to do. I'm more than happy to dive into this a little deeper with anybody else, but I was told to keep this video short. So we're going to go into marketing real quick. And I will show you guys the template for what we get or what goes out to a client when they book an appointment. So if somebody were to book an appointment with us, they're going to get a link that goes here where they can do their scope of appointment. They can fill out their fact find, and then they can watch a short educational video on Medicare. And then if they haven't scheduled their appointment already, they can schedule right at the bottom. So again, what that helps us do is we want to have everything kind of picked out before we go out to the house. That saves both us and the client time. So by doing their appointment check-in, we not only get the scope done, but we also get the best plan picked out for them by the time we get out to their house, by the time we're doing it. So some of the other things on this sidebar here. So we have your reputation, which is linked to your Google business. And then whenever anybody leaves you a review, you have a whole dashboard to see your reviews. And then after somebody signs up, they're going to get an automatic link with a text to send you a review. But if somebody didn't send you a review or you need to send somebody a review request, you just click here and it'll send to whoever you want to send that review request to. Reporting, this is going to be if you're running any Facebook ads, Google ads, and also your general sales reporting are all going to show up under this tab right here. And then some of the other stuff on the sidebar here, we have your provider lookups. You have your enrollment tools like Sunfire, CSG, Medicare app, UHC Jarvis, Medicare Center. We have some resources. So Global Premier offers some really cool resources and information for agents. And we have some of that stuff listed here. We also have Medicare.gov. We have our T65 map, which is actually a free feature through Integrity that we get to use is to see a T65 map with information here. Then we have some sales training under this tab here. And that includes my YouTube channel, Global's YouTube channel, and then our Monday and Wednesday trainings that we hold every single week. The next down is a customer support ticket system. And then what this is if somebody like a client might have an issue, we're able to log it, but also the customer is able to log it themselves, let us know there's an issue. And then this creates a support ticket, which helps us keep track of a customer issue to make sure it gets resolved. In the future, the goal with this is we want to create instructions for the agent. So we'll tailor it by carrier and issue. And then for each issue, when the agent gets a notification that there's an issue, what we want to do is actually include instructions to the agent on how to resolve that issue. So that's where we're going with that. Right now, it is just a support ticket system to help you keep track of client issues. But in the future, we want to add more to that feature specifically. The last part is a sales script. So if you're on the phone here within the platform and working with somebody over the phone and you need a sales script to follow, you just click here and your sales script is right here and it'll kind of follow you through the prompts of where to go with the sale depending on the customer answer. So that's another cool part, the sales scripts that are included. So that's pretty much it as far as the platform goes. Just a very, very brief overview. Again, I appreciate you guys coming out to the seminar today, taking a look at the technology. If you guys have any questions at all, you can reach me at my cell phone number. Please text me if at all possible, 856-430-7345. Again, 856-430-7345. Hope you guys are enjoying the seminar. And again, thanks for coming out.